From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Right now you're taking a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Weimar. Already starting to see those peachy colors up in the skies. And we are still seeing some residual wind gusts left over from yesterday. Today is also going to be breezy and windy, but not quite as breezy or windy as yesterday. But still gust up around 20 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, around 15 miles per hour in Hermiston. And these will pick up a little bit more a bit later in the day. Right now, temperatures in the 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 40s up in the Cascades, 40s up in the Blues as well. So you probably need a light jacket as you're headed out the front door, but as soon as 11 this morning, it's already going to be t-shirt weather. And then as we get to the peak of daytime heating, will be around 90 degrees in the Tri-Cities. These highs about 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. Bottom line for the forecast, more stronger winds are going to impact us for Wednesday and Friday, especially in the Kittitas Valley. High temperatures continue to trend cooler. Will be about 10 degrees cooler than normal by Saturday, and rain chances going up for this week. And I'll show you some of those rain chances coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, investigation underway after a pedestrian was hit and killed by a car near a busy Kennewick intersection.
And a Kennewick family loses their home to a fire. What we know so far about the blaze that gutted the entire house.
And hundreds gathering on Columbia Center Boulevard over the weekend, united in their message. It's all on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jade Elliott. It's Tuesday, June 17th. Thanks so much for waking up with us.
I have a lot to get to this morning, so we want to start with the crime alert out of Kennewick.
Yeah, just yesterday morning, a man was hit and killed while crossing Gage Boulevard. The crash happened between Louisiana Street and Grand Ridge Boulevard. Kennewick police saying that this was a pedestrian that was hit, and it caused the road to be closed down for several hours, eventually reopening around 10 a.m.
The police department says its investigation is ongoing. Authorities are also asking people who witnessed the crash to call non-emergency dispatch to provide a statement if they haven't done so already.
Out of Yakima, police are investigating a homicide after responding to reports of gunfire. It happened yesterday morning, shortly after 9 a.m. Officers arrived to the 1200 block of Pleasant Avenue, and that's when they found a 66-year-old man dead from an apparent gunshot wound. A person of interest, a 38-year-old man, was located near the scene. He was taken into custody, booked into Yakima County Jail on first-degree murder charges. The man who was killed and the shooter lived at the same residence, but in different structures. Officials believe that this is an isolated incident, and anyone with information should contact Yakima Police.
And a 24-year-old who's considered a vulnerable adult is recovering after being rescued from the Rosa Canal near Sela. Yakima County deputies say yesterday morning the man had walked away from his home and entered the water before help could arrive. First responders pulled him from the canal about 15 minutes later. We're told he was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay.
A house in Prosser rather, is still standing after a fire started in the front yard yesterday. Firefighters arrived at this house on Griffin Road at about 10:30. The fire had burned about half an acre of land, but luckily didn't reach the house. Fire crews were able to get that under control before it spread too far, and they were also able to stop that fire from spreading to other buildings.
And that wasn't the only vegetation fire. Another one happened at a home on Hicks Road near Grandview. The fire spread to the front and backyards of the home, as well as some trees in the neighboring yard. It also spread to the road where some embers ignited another small patch of grass on a neighbor's yard.
And continuing our coverage on a Tri-Cities man who was taken into custody during an interview that was related to his pending immigration application. Now this morning we've learned that Sergio Cedario Gomez has been denied citizenship at his hearing in Tacoma. His wife, Gabby, saying, quote, "It was very sad and pathetic what our lawyer did. He didn't know anything about our case. Sergio was denied to stay in the U.S.
Sergio says she's not giving up and plans to speak to new lawyers, adding that she will continue running their food truck, which is called Hibachi Explosion. And she says her husband is currently in Mexico at the home of his family. And within the next couple of weeks, she's hoping that their family can reunite. And now Columbia Center Boulevard in Kennewick is usually a busy street filled with shoppers or people looking for a bite to eat. But over the weekend, hundreds of people were flocking to line the streets in protest.
Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma tells us what the protest was all about and how local law enforcement handled the crowd.
The people who lined Columbia Center Boulevard in Kennewick over the weekend joining in a protest in cities across the nation. Indivisible Tri-Cities organized the local No Kings protest, and hundreds of people turned out. What is a No Kings protest? It's not just about one thing, the group says.
Of all the other things that have been going on in the last couple of weeks in terms of the reconciliation bill, the veteran affairs, the threat to the environment, and the list goes on and on. But really big today is defend our democracy.
Protesters say they showed up to make sure people know they can speak out.
I want to set an example and tell people that may be scared that we have a whole community here that's willing to stand up for you, protect you, and be by your side if things do go wrong.
I really come to understand that we're strongest when we're together, and being confident and being together is the way we speak out and we have our voices heard.
I think if enough people stand up and see us standing up, people on the middle ground or people that are afraid will stand up too, and eventually we'll get to the point where this administration will have to give power back to the people.
I think like a lot of people were not happy with some of the direction that the country's going in. And one way we can show that is by gathering together like this and letting our feelings being known. And there truly is strength in numbers.
Within the traffic, Kennewick police patrol cars keeping a watchful eye on what was happening. KPD's Commander Isaac Merkel says when it comes to protesting, it's important to keep safety in mind and obey the law.
The main thing is get your message out there that you want to get out there, but do it in a safe and respectful manner. You can't be blocking traffic. You can't be blocking people's right through a sidewalk, damaging businesses. Any of that stuff is the wrong way of doing it. Getting out there with your signs and your flags and your message that you want to get out there respectfully is what we would ask anybody to do, and they did a great job this weekend doing that.
Commander Merkel says KPD was able to monitor the protests as well as do the regular patrols on Saturday. Reporting in Kennewick, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
And there were nearly 2,000 marches and nearly 5 million people who estimated to have taken part in the No Kings protests across the nation.
Now in Pasco, home improvement just got easier in the city. Changes will cut down on permit requirements for common projects.
Apple Valley News Now's William Albert has more on what folks in Pasco can expect.
Pasco City Council recently adopted Ordinance Number 4770, updating local building codes to make it easier for residents and property owners to take on smaller projects without needing a permit. For years, the city required permits for minor construction, like fences, decks, and retaining walls. But officials say the old permitting process could be slow and time-consuming.
Fill out the form, maybe you have someone help you if you're not too familiar with the requirements or drawing up a site plan. So you would do that, email it back to staff, we would take in the $56 fee, and then it would be routed. It would take, I'm guessing, three weeks or so to review it, route it. Sometimes there would be revisions required, so there may be some back and forth. When the permit is ready, then we'd issue it over email to the applicant.
Now the city of Pasco no longer requires permits for common projects like fences and small sheds under 200 square feet. But Miller says that doesn't mean residents are completely on their own.
Now they do not need to get permits for fences, but we do still have technical staff on hand to help them with the permitting requirements, where to place the fence and how tall the fence can be, so that they still get the education, but they're not necessarily needing to go through the paperwork. And this has estimated to save residents about 4 hours in time minimum to prepare the applications.
According to city officials, these changes could help save city staff up to 40 hours a week of work, which is huge, as last year alone, the city processed over 800 permits.
Miller says that the changes have been in the works for a while. Pasco had previously been more restrictive than neighboring cities, and officials wanted to improve internal efficiency while aligning with broader standards.
These activities that I've mentioned are exempt in the International Residential Code and the International Building Code. So these are international standards that most cities across the U.S. adopt. So Pasco was a bit more restrictive than our neighboring cities. So I believe it was based on public input, and then internally we are trying to improve efficiency.
Saving people time, money, and paperwork. That's the goal as the city of Pasco continues to modernize its approach to permitting. In Pasco, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
Now, all projects within the city must still follow key rules like avoiding utility easements so that residents are encouraged to double check with the city before starting any work. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, President Trump with a clear message to people living in Tehran: immediately evacuate. It comes as Israel's prime minister says he will not rule out trying to kill Iran's supreme leader. Well, the latest on the growing conflict between the two countries coming up.
But first, giving you that live look outside from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. It is 10 minutes after 5. When we come back after the break, we'll check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert in your first alert forecast.
Expand your access to library services with the Great Rivers Library Partnership. Get a library card at the following participating libraries. Get your Mid-Columbia Libraries card and unlock access to over 350,000 books across 12 locations. High-quality programs like author visits, performers, and special events, and more. Plus, no late fines. Visit a Mid-Columbia Libraries branch near you for more information, or visit midcolumbialibraries.org/reciprocal.
What makes NUU unique? The amazing customer service that we offer to our patients. They know that they're heard, that they're listened to, and we genuinely care about their well-being.
From the second I walked in that office, I felt seen, I felt heard, I didn't feel judged. It just was like, we're a team and we're gonna figure this out.
I had a rare form of breast cancer. Dr. Fedino has just been fantastic. She was really just on my side and helping me, and I'm so relieved and blessed that I went there.
I'm nowhere near diabetic, and I feel amazing. And I lost 55 pounds, and I've been able to keep it off.
She had saved my life because if she hadn't taken just that moment to ask me one extra question, I absolutely would have had an ugly cancer 6 months later.
Go to NUUWomen'sClinic.com to explore the countless ways that wellness meets beauty.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery, Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
Win and save with Lucky Number Tuesday at Bi-Mart. Just by matching your ending number, you can win Turtle Wax Dash and Glass Detailer. Plus, save with Tuesday-only pricing and buy it for $3.99. Win and save on Lucky Number Tuesday only at Bi-Mart.
It's the music event of summer. CMA Fest with can't-miss performances by Blake Shelton, Megan Maroney, Keith Urban, Kelsey Ballerini, and more.
You don't want to miss it.
CMA Fest presented by SoFi, Thursday, June 26th on ABC.
Register today. Register your team for $140. Ends midnight Tuesday, June 24th.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. There are fire weather watches in place for not technically our viewing area, but on the immediate periphery of our viewing area. You have it in place for Chelan County, Douglas County, Adams County, Grant County, also for Columbia, Garfield, and Asotin County. So the periphery of our viewing area, we'll be watching those areas today with vested. Actually, that's in place for tomorrow, but 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. So for tomorrow, we'll be watching those areas with vested interest. Right now, temperatures in the 40s and 50s in Kittitas County. We are seeing mid to upper 50s in the Yakima Valley. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, the warmest temperatures 61 in the Tri-Cities. The coolest temperature, I think 54 up there towards Connell. In the Blue Foothills, 50s and 60s and 40s and 50s up in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Here's your coatcast for today for the Tri-Cities. Light jacket weather for this morning. Mid-70s as soon as 10 this morning, and then getting up into the 80s at the peak of daytime heating. We'll be within a stone's throw of 90 degrees, about 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. Plenty of sunshine, a beautiful day. And then as we transition into Wednesday, so this is midnight for tonight, as we transition into tomorrow, you can see there will be a little chance of some showers up in the Cascades. It's not going to be much. And to the east of there, looks like we're going to not only keep it dry, but also keep the skies pretty clear. However, this system will provide some winds, very strong wind gusts as we head into tomorrow, especially in the Kittitas Valley. I'll tell you just how strong coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 5:15. In your national headlines this morning, President Trump ending his trip for the G7 summit in Canada earlier than expected to head back to Washington.
The White House pointing to the intensifying situation in the Middle East and the conflict between Israel and Iran just escalating.
Yeah, Perry Russum has more details from Washington.
This morning, President Trump rushing back to Washington as the conflict between Israel and Iran escalates. Trump leaving the G7 summit in Canada early, with the National Security Council set to meet in the Situation Room.
You probably see what I see, and I have to be back as soon as I can.
Before leaving Canada, Trump posting online, everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran. Overnight, long lines of vehicles leaving the Iranian capital. Traffic backed up for what appears to be miles. It comes after Israel attacked Iran's state-run TV station during a live broadcast. Israel claiming civilians had been warned to evacuate. At least 222 people have been killed in Iran since the attack started Friday. Meanwhile, Iran launching hundreds of missiles toward Israel. At least 24 people killed in Israel so far. Israel says his attacks on Iran's military and nuclear sites are essential to stopping Tehran from building a nuclear weapon. In an interview with ABC's Jonathan Karl, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu not ruling out trying to kill Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei.
It's not going to escalate the conflict, it's going to end the conflict. We've had half a century of conflict spread by this regime that terrorizes everyone in the Middle East.
And Netanyahu says that the airstrikes have set back Iran's nuclear program for a very long time.
And this comes as the Pentagon is now moving another aircraft carrier to the region and sending refueling planes to Europe.
It's a developing story we'll keep a close eye on. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, checking back in with the chief, Josh Colbreth, with your first alert forecast and what we can expect as we make our way through this week. Live look outside from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. It's 17 minutes after 5. We'll be right back.
Tuesdays are my favorite day of the week because the single Papa Burger combos are just $5.99. And I wait all week for this.
And so do I.
And that's why I always get two.
The Tuesday Special at A&W.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles for you, right here in America. And we're committed to keeping our lineup affordable and free from new tariffs. That's why we've lowered MSRP on our best-selling Rogue and Pathfinder. So you can get the car you want, at the price you want, knowing Nissan is here for you at the Nissan Summer Sales Event.
Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue or Pathfinder.
14.9% of American men are in fair or poor health. Could this be you? There's more about men's health now at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Spring sale at Queensgate Gardens. 25% off annuals, baskets, and vegetable starts. Tacos and more on site. Queensgate Gardens, where adventure grows.
Got a birthday coming up, celebrating a big win, or just want to gather the crew for a pizza and a good time? For decades, Hubby's Pizza has been the go-to spot for family, friends, and fun. Reserve your table and bring the whole gang. Kids, family, teammates, whoever loves great pizza and good vibes. Dig into your favorite pizza, hit up the fresh salad bar, and let the kids have a blast in the arcade. And if the party's at your place, no problem. Hubby's now delivers through Grubhub and DoorDash. A community tradition, a place to celebrate. Acquire the Hubby's habit today.
Most people who have lived through an opioid overdose have something in common. They didn't do it alone. Someone was there when they OD'd. Someone had naloxone. Someone called for help. So, if you use opioids like fentanyl, know who your someone is. Use with them when you can. Have naloxone with you. And make sure your someone is ready to help you if you need it. Just like you would for them.
It's hump day, and you know what that means. Hello, Country Fried Steak. Get a delicious meal for just $5.99 and make your Wednesday feel like the weekend. Yes, Wednesdays only, Country Fried Steak is just $5.99. Happy hump day from KFC.
An amazing garden on Fly the Northwest tonight at 6. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to end up being a gorgeous day. Lots of sunshine across the map, and high temperatures will be about 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. Most of us in the 80s, could maybe touch 90 up towards the Hanford side, but 60s up in the Cascades. Looks like we'll have 60s in the Blues as well. Winds today, yeah, they'll be noticeable, but it's not going to be as windy as it was for yesterday. Peak gust around 35 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley. For tonight, can't rule out some showers up in the Cascades, specifically after midnight, but otherwise should be a clear night, and it should be dry for those of us to the east of the Cascade Range. And then overnight low is going to be in the 50s for lower elevations, 40s in the Cascades, 40s and 50s up in the Blues. Now for tomorrow, the wind's going to ramp back up, back to levels that we saw for yesterday. Peak gust around 45 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley. That main time frame, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Keep in mind, it could be windy or breezy before this, but that is going to be the main time frame that will be focused on. And then for Friday, we're just going to run it back. More winds, same direction, same speed. Peak gust around 45 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 45 miles per hour for the Bluefoot Hills of Morrow County. So in these conditions, fires could start or spread quickly. Be keeping a very close eye on that. Now the good news with the uptick in the winds is that temperatures will be going down, and that definitely helps out our fire fuels. They get a little bit less stressed when the high temperatures go down. So we'll end up being about 10 degrees cooler than normal for Saturday, but then we start to warm it back up as we head into Sunday and Monday. But not just trending cooler into this weekend, also trending wetter. We'll have these little shower chances overall for Friday. Those are going to pick up Friday night into Saturday, and then Saturday and Sunday, if we're splitting hairs, Saturday probably going to be the more active of the 2 days. Could have some thunderstorms in the Blues. Doesn't look like it's going to be a washout, but some outdoor plans could be impacted, so we'll keep a close eye on that. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Winds picking up Wednesday, breezy again Friday and Saturday as highs go down and rain chances go up. In Yakima, cooling off to around 70 degrees on Saturday, and rain chances turn likely. Drier and warmer for Sunday and Monday. In Ellensburg, windy weather ahead, of course, but the strongest winds will be reserved for Wednesday and Friday. In Hermiston, cooling off throughout the week with highs hitting rock bottom on Saturday, and that's when rain chances will be their best. Then in Walla Walla, highs dropping into the mid-60s this weekend as rain chances will essentially be 50-50 for both Saturday and Sunday.
Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, thousands gathering for a one-of-a-kind soccer lesson, and the results, breaking world records. We have a look at the full story in what's trending coming up after the break. It's 5:23.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Tequila makes her clothes.
One of the hottest names in country, Joe Nichols. Live in concert, July 27th, 8 p.m., Legends Event Center.
Like I was nodding right along to a song on the radio, yeah.
On sale now at Ticketmaster.com and Legends Gift Shop.
Somewhere sunny.
Joe Nichols, live.
Power through your summer chores with less downtime. And enjoy more playtime with Steel Battery.
Summer's heating up. That means it's time to dive in. Pasco's Memorial Aquatic Park opens Saturday, June 14th. Get signed up for swim lessons. Grab your season passes and don't miss your chance to join the Pasco swim team. Looking to cool off? Open swim runs daily from 1 to 5:45 p.m. So grab the family and come make a splash. It's all happening at the Pasco Memorial Aquatic Park. Your summer fun starts here.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Now, get $4,250 total customer cash, plus $2,250 in trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
Welcome back, 525. Taking a look at what is trending this morning, a years-long copyright battle between Ed Sheeran and representatives for Marvin Gaye have finally come to an end.
The Supreme Court has declined to hear a copyright suit against the pop star. It was filed by a company that claimed his Grammy-winning single, Thinking Out Loud, copied the classic Marvin Gaye song, Let's Get It On.
In declining to hear the appeal, the Supreme Court left in place a decision from the New York-based Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals siding with Sheeran. The question put forth to the justices was whether the appeals court gave too much deference to the U.S. Copyright Office interpretation of the Copyright Act of 1909.
Do you guys think those songs?
I know. I was trying to jam it in my head.
I don't think so.
With Get It On, I always think of the Reese's peanut butter, the Easter commercial.
Reese's Puff.
That's
no, not that one.
That's not the one.
Oh, bless it.
I'll show you during the commercial break.
All right, moving on. Well, a Guinness World Record was broken right here in the state.
Well, yeah, it happened in Seattle at the waterfront. Over 1,000 people participating in a 30-minute soccer lesson.
Brandon Thompson has the details on the largest soccer lesson in the world.
Second round, you're going to beat your score from before.
The drill is simple.
We wanted to be part of the world record.
The record for largest soccer lesson ever. And the result?
With 1,038 people, it's a Guinness World Record.
It feels amazing. Yeah.
A Father's Day gift like no other.
Elated. It's a beautiful feeling. We're in the record books, right?
And it'd be cool, to see that in a book one day and look back and say, oh, I was there for that.
More than 1,000 people taking part.
What I love about this is we're in an amazing venue. Like, we couldn't be in a more beautiful place on a more perfect day.
It's the start of a year of footy fever leading up to the 6 matches Seattle will host for the FIFA World Cup next year.
Gosh, they love soccer, and it's happening in our city, so we gotta support and just feel the vibe and be here.
Those vibes starting tonight with the Club World Cup, where American soccer clubs host clubs from throughout the world.
Oh, we were just so excited to be a part of this and bring this once-in-a-lifetime chance to our kids and for them to experience this.
These fans ready for the teams to take the pitch.
Oh yeah, I already have tickets to the Saint Germain game. Yeah.
We're going to, what is it?
Atletico de Madrid against Sounders. And I think it's pretty special for them to come here and play in Seattle. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Putting Seattle on the world stage.
And I just hope that people see how amazing our city is. I'm so proud of where we live and where we're bringing up our children.
So fun. And that waterfront
cute.
is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
It's a
it looks
perfect
gorgeous.
Seattle day right there. I love it. Big stuff coming to the state.
Oh, yeah.
All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Police investigating a house fire that happened over the weekend. What authorities are trying to find out about the total loss.
And it's an annual tradition for Tri-City American ticket holders. The special greeting set up for fans this week. It's all coming up in your next half hour. But first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Amazon is giving shoppers more time and more discounts. The company released a new video featuring LeBron James announcing the annual Prime Day sales event will last for 4 days, beginning July 8th. That doubles the length of last year's event. It comes as rivals like Walmart and Target launch competing sales. Shoppers spent $14 billion during Prime Day last year. Ads are coming to WhatsApp for the first time. Meta announced that users will start seeing ads from businesses in addition to updates shared by friends and family. The company says the ads will be tailored using limited information. Finally, an all-time gaming record. Over the weekend, 16.5 million people were playing Grow a Garden at the same time on the online gaming platform Roblox. That beats the previous record held by Fortnite. In Grow a Garden, players grow and sell virtual crops. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Is that your car?
Yeah. No.
Like you know to check your sunroof is closed first, before going through the car wash.
Darn it.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and save when you click or call. You're in good hands with Allstate.
I thought people exaggerated about the pain from shingles.
I was wrong. I learned that the hard way.
But you don't have to. Talk to your healthcare provider today.
Life happens. Kids, pets, spills. Luckily, Stanley Steamer's deep carpet cleaning lifts dirt, allergens, and stains, leaving your home cleaner than ever. Stanley Steamer, for a cleaner and healthier home.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us. Joining us here for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, jackpot Josh Cash with Colbreth. How's it looking?
The nicknames, they just keep piling up. Yes, the jackpot.
Weather Jesus.
That one as well. The jackpot went up again. Let's go ahead and show you the numbers from yesterday. It went with a forecast high of 91 in Pasco Tri-Cities. Still, verified right at 91. So the jackpot went up to 1,175. Here are the stakes for today. A cooler 88 is my forecast high for Pasco Tri-Cities. So if it verifies between 85 to 91, the jackpot's going to hit 1,200. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleynewsnow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that's on your screen. Now what's on your screen is a live, beautiful look at Richland. This view also coming courtesy of our good friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. Plenty of green out there. There's going to be plenty of blue in the sky a little bit later today. And it will be a bit breezy or windy, not as much as yesterday, but this morning still some residual gusts around 20 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, around 15 miles per hour for the basin. These will ramp up later today, but again, at their peak, they're not going to be as strong as some of the winds we saw yesterday. Right now, temperatures in the 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the Cascades, 40s and 50s up in the Blues. So all of us going to need some sort of jacket for this morning. You're probably not going to need one, though, at least in lower elevations by 10 this morning, near 75 in the Tri-Cities. We're going to end up around 90 for today. Again, I'm officially going with us falling a little bit short of 90 degrees, but in general, these highs about 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. Plenty of sunshine, just a beautiful day on tap. I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. Also, I'll show you what today's vegetation dryness is looking like. So all that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. Well, the Kennewick Fire Department is investigating a house fire. Fire crews and the Kennewick Police Department arriving at the scene over the weekend just before 4 in the morning. When they got there, they found the house fully engulfed in flames. There was also some vegetation in the backyard area that had started to burn as well. They say it took about a half an hour to get that fire under control and contained. The house, though, as you can see from this video, is a total loss. Everyone that was inside the home was able to get out safely, but the cause is still under investigation.
And Umatilla County Fire District 1 is reminding people that burning season is closed and will be until September 30th. Fire officials say right now is peak wildfire season and that in the district's service area, burning of any kind is closed. If you choose to ignore the notice, you can be fined up to $250 or the cost of what it takes fire officials to fight the wildfire. That includes reimbursing the district for the apparatus and personnel. The burn policy does not apply to barbecue type equipment, and if you do recreational burning, ceremonial fires, or ag burns, you need permission and a special permit for those.
Well, the city of Kennewick is asking its residents to help shape the future of their community, and it all starts with a quick survey online. Kennewick is updating its comprehensive plan for a long-term guide for how the city grows through 2046. The city is asking people who live, work, or own property in Kennewick to share their input through a brief survey that's now available on the city's website.
And we just want members of our community to make sure they take the survey so that we get all their hopes and their vision for the future in Kennewick captured.
The survey only takes a few minutes to fill out and will help guide future decisions on housing, transportation, and economic development. Well, if you've ever wanted to upgrade your view for the Americans hockey, now's your chance. The team is hosting a 3-day Meet Your Seat event. It's all at the Toyota Center, and you're invited. It starts today and goes tomorrow as well. Fans can stop by the Toyota Center between noon and 6. You'll have a chance to check out the different seat options, meet with account executives, and even relocate your current seats or become a brand new season ticket holder. Plus, the team store is open, and there are raffle prizes and some refreshments to enjoy as well.
We miss hockey when it's over, and we kind of look forward to it coming up in the fall. So it's a great way just to get back in the arena, get back face to face with fans, have them kind of check out their seat and kind of see what's going to be ahead for this next season.
So the event runs through Wednesday. So again, you can go today, tomorrow, noon to 6. And best of all, you don't need a ticket to do it. It's free to just go check out. So head to the Toyota Center and meet your seat.
And the Walla Walla Sweets are on a roll at Borleski Stadium, securing their second straight home series win Sunday night against the Cowlitz Black Bears.
Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen spoke with the Sweets general manager, who says the team is off to its best start since 2019.
The Walla Walla Sweets are cooking at Borleski Stadium. After Sunday's 6-4 win over Cowlitz, they've now taken back-to-back home series.
You can't complain at all about a 9-6. Through your first 15, especially when 9 of those 15 have been on the road. We're 5-1 at home.
This weekend series had a little bit of everything. A walk-off on Friday, a late loss Saturday, and a gritty Father's Day rubber match to close it out. Dominic Cadiz stole the show Sunday with a go-ahead 3-run homer, his third of the year, helping power a 4-run fourth inning.
He's a great kid. He's an incoming freshman, just graduated high school a couple weeks ago. He's going to UCLA. He's been absolutely off to a hot start.
The Sweets bullpen isn't anything to be overlooked either. Trevor Stowe slamming the door in the 9th inning for the win. It was another example of the team's resilience, something fans are starting to feed off of.
You're starting to see more and more now that the graduations are over, the crowds increasing and coming out and having a good time and really getting behind the guys. You see it on the field afterwards when the parents and the host families can come out and talk to the kids and, get autograph signs.
With the season still young and the Sweets in second in the South Division, there's plenty of summer baseball still to come.
They don't give up. They go all the way till the 27th out. It's a resilient group. It's a tough group. It's a talented group. So I think they've bought in, and I think they are excited to come to the ballpark every day.
The Sweets begin a homestand against the Kamloops North Paws, looking to keep the momentum rolling. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Dan. And first pitch at Borleski Stadium is slated for 6:35 p.m. tonight. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, tick season is here, and if you don't want to be trapped inside when the weather is nice, then you'll want to tick around, because coming up we have tips on how you can limit the number of ticks that are crawling around in your backyard. Ooh. That's all in your Consumer Reports after the break, and Jade is super excited for that.
I'm more excited for this beautiful live look outside from our Legends Casino and Hotel Sky Camera at Richlands Columbia Point, the iconic paddle boat.
Birds are not paid actors.
What?
The birds are not paid actors.
Yeah, no, they're not. Real. The sun is up, the birds are chirping, and Josh will be back with your First Alert forecast after the break.
an amazing garden on Fly the Northwest tonight at 6.
Okay, y'all, we got 10 orders coming in.
Starting a business is never easy, but starting at 8 months pregnant, that's a different story. I couldn't slow down.
We were starting a business from the ground up.
People were showing up left and right, and so did our business needs. The Chase e-card made it easy. When you go for something big like this, your kids see that, and they believe they can do the same.
Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Did you know Astria Health has the only team of neurosurgeons in the Lower Valley? Patients no longer need to travel long distances to receive the spine care they need. Patients with spinal tumors, stenosis, herniated or degenerative disc diseases, spine trauma, fractures, or spinal cord injury can be seen by an Astria neurosurgeon in Prosser, Sunnyside, or Zillah. Ask your primary care provider for a referral to one of our neurosurgeons. Astria Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
This 4th of July, celebrate the freedom to roam with Broadmoor RV, where every mile brings you closer to what matters most. From family road trips to quiet nights under the stars, your next adventure starts here. Proudly serving the Northwest with unbeatable selection, service, and spirit. This Independence Day, go further, dream bigger, and drive free. Broadmoor RV, we make camping fun.
Hi, I'm Debbie Robertson. I'm just putting on the sales tags for the Nissan Summer Sales Event going on right now at Bill Robertson Nissan. We brought in extra inventory just for this event. New Nissan Rogues under $30,000 with 0% financing for 60 months. Or drive home a new 2025 Nissan Pathfinder at 0% for 60 months starting at $37,499. You can even drive away in a brand new Nissan Versa for under $20,000. So come see us today at Bill and Debbie Robertson Nissan.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Come on. Come on. Come on now.
You have no idea what to expect now.
Come on, man.
This week, we're coming in hot. GMA's popping up all across America at local mom and pop coffee shops because we want to meet you. So, will we be at your favorite place? It's time to espresso yourself and tell us what fills your cup in the morning on Good Morning America.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be a beautiful day out there, but still a little bit windy in the Kittitas Valley. We could have peak gusts around 35 miles per hour. Remember yesterday they were up around 45 to 50 miles per hour. High is going to be in the mid 80s in Ellensburg. Then in the Yakima Valley, these temperatures are going to end up in the mid to upper 80s, peak gust around 15 to 20 miles per hour. And then for the lower Columbia Basin, these gusts out of the south and west gusting between 20 to 30 miles per hour. Highs mostly below 90, although maybe up towards the Hanford site, we could touch 90. And then for the Blue Foothills, low 80s, low to mid 80s in the Morrow County foothills, mid to upper 80s in general for the foothills of Umatilla and Walla Walla counties. 60s, 70s, and 80s for the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. And a little bit breezy today for the foothills, peak gusts out of the west between 20 to 30 miles per hour. Okay, here is today's vegetation dryness forecast. And remember, these have been adjusted for typical dryness per microclimate. There's a lot of red on this map. Critical dryness levels in the Cascades in the upper Yakima Basin and the Kittitas Valley, the Yakima Valley, the lower Columbia Basin, the Blue Foothills, all seeing critical levels of vegetation dryness. Those levels are a little bit better in the lower Yakima Basin of the Cascades, also for the Blue Mountains, but still elevated dryness even in those areas. Now, thankfully, I think this situation is going to improve with cooler temperatures on the way, also rain chances on the way for this weekend. I'll show you how cool. I'll show you the rain chances coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now, as temperatures rise and climate patterns shift, tick season is starting earlier, lasting longer, and reaching places it hasn't before, including right in your own backyard.
Yeah, there is some good news, though. There are some simple steps that you can take to protect yourself. Consumer Reports has that expert advice to help you and your pets stay safe.
You might expect ticks on a hike in the woods, but they could be lurking much closer to home. Your own backyard could be a hot spot too. Consumer Reports' Paul Hope says a few simple steps can help keep your yard tick-free. It starts with the grass.
Ticks love tall grass and dark shaded areas, so in general we recommend that you keep your grass cut to about 3 inches. We generally recommend mulching your grass clippings, but if you live in an area with a lot of ticks, it might be a good idea to bag them instead.
Blow away or remove leaves, leaf piles, and other debris that could be used as shade for ticks in your grass.
If your property is surrounded by a large wooded area, putting up a fence can help keep out deer, which transmit ticks.
If installing a fence isn't an option, CR says you can create an obstacle for the ticks. Use dry wood chips or gravel to make a 3-foot barrier between your lawn and any woody areas. It adds a dry, hot perimeter that ticks don't like. Pro tip: don't use shredded mulch, because that can get damp, which is what ticks like. Next, trim tall grasses, weeds, and low-hanging branches around your property. You may be tempted to spray your whole yard with pesticides, but don't, CR says.
A better and more targeted approach is to use something like tick tubes, which have a small amount of poison that coats the skin of mice, can kill ticks, and reduce the population after several years of use.
Whatever prevention steps you take, one rule always applies. After spending time outdoors, check yourself and your pets for ticks. It's a simple habit that can make a big difference. This is Teresa Hope.
CDC also recommends, of course, showering and checking your body within a few hours after being in possible tick-prone areas.
And this can help wash away any ticks on your body that have not yet attached. And some ticks are no bigger than a poppy seed, so pay close attention when checking. And suddenly I'm itchy everywhere.
I was going to say now.
Yeah, got the heebie-jeebies.
It's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Your morning sprint's coming up, and everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning. Give me that live look outside from our Dust Devils camera in Pasco. Beautiful blue skies to start your day today. We're going to check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert. He'll have your full first alert forecast and what you can expect as we make our way through the week. It's 5:46.
Tuesdays are my favorite day of the week because the single Papa Burger combos are just $5.99. And I wait all week for this.
And so do I.
And that's why I always get 2.
The Tuesday Special at A&W.
For 25 years, you've made Triple Play more than just a place to play. You've turned it into a place where memories are made. We want to thank our amazing guests and community. From birthday parties to company outings and spontaneous weekend adventures, your memories are what make Triple Play special. Here's to 25 years of fun and many more to come. Thank you for being part of our story.
At US Cellular, we created an event to celebrate our customers, like Luana here, called Us Days.
Yeah, they give us special rewards and exclusive deals and everything. It almost feels like we're part of a cool club together.
Sure does.
Slide, connect. Woo, woo, woo. Hug, shake.
Us Days just got bigger. All customers get a free phone with no trade-in.
This summer, Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos is heating things up with incredible savings on every piano in our showroom. Take advantage of special bundles on our digital models. Enjoy savings on both new and used options. Get up to $10,000 off on select grand pianos. Enjoy 0% financing for 12 months, and every purchase includes free delivery in Tri-Cities. The hottest part, our 2-day summer sale event happens June 26th and 27th only. Turn up the heat and visit Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos today.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. At my law firm, we have a team that knows big truck wrecks. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Call the heavy hitter. When I call the insurance companies, they listen. Hit by a big truck, I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
It's hump day, and you know what that means. Hello, Country Fried Steak. Get a delicious meal for just $5.99 to make your Wednesday feel like the weekend. Yes, Wednesdays only, Country Fried Steak is just $5.99. Happy hump day from KFC.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be a beautiful day across the map. Plenty of sunshine and high temperatures about 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. 80s and 90s for lower elevations, 60s up in the Cascades, and 60s, 70s, and 80s up in the Blues. Winds will be noticeable for today for most locations, but not as strong as they were for yesterday. But don't you worry, we have more strong wind gusts on the horizon. We'll talk about that in just a second. But first, for tonight, after midnight, could have a few showers up in the Cascades. To the east of there, we're going to be dry. Not only dry, it looks like skies are going to be clear on top of that. Low temperature is going to be down in the 50s for lower elevations, 40s up in the Cascades, 40s and 50s up in the Blues. Here are the winds that I promised. For Wednesday, another round, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. That's going to be the peak time frame. Keep in mind it could be windy or breezy before then, but peak gusts out of the north and west around 45 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley. Thursday, going to get a little bit of a break. Then for Friday, similar winds, similar gusts, similar directions. Peak gusts out of the north and west around 45 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, around 45 miles per hour in the Bluefoot Hills of Morrow County. So in these conditions, fires could start or spread quickly. It's going to be something we'll keep a very close eye on, but it's sort of a catch-22. We don't like to see the wind speeds going up, but we do like to see the temperatures going down, and the wind speeds are going up because the temperatures are going down, all the way down to 72. At least that's where the forecast stands for now. The low 70s in the Tri-Cities for Saturday. That places us at about 10 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. Now, high temperature is going to rebound into Sunday and Monday, but for the weekend, not just trending cooler, also trending wetter. There's going to be a chance for some showers, mainly in the foothills and mountains, potentially in the valleys as well for Friday, but easily Saturday and Sunday going to be much more active, especially Saturday. It doesn't look like it's going to be a washout, but some outdoor plans could be impacted. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Winds picking up a Wednesday, breezy again for Friday and Saturday as highs go down and rain chances go up. In Yakima, cooling off to around 70 degrees on Saturday as rain chances turn likely, drier and warmer for Sunday and Monday. Then in Ellensburg, windy weather ahead, of course, but the strongest winds will be reserved for Wednesday and Friday. In Hermiston, cooling off throughout the week with highs hitting rock bottom on Saturday, and that's when rain chances will be their best. Then for Walla Walla, highs dropping into the mid-60s this weekend as rain chances will essentially be 50-50 for both Saturday and Sunday.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 5:51. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour.
And we start with the top 5 local things you need to know this morning, starting in Kennewick, where police are investigating a deadly crash that killed a man in Kennewick. It happened yesterday between Gage Boulevard, between Louisiana Street and Grand Ridge Boulevard. A man was hit and killed by a car driving down the road. It was shut down for several hours, reopened around 10 o'clock yesterday morning. If you saw anything, police are asking witnesses to come forward.
In Yakima, a 66-year-old man was found shot to death Sunday morning. He was found on Pleasant Avenue. Police arrested a 38-year-old man at the scene for first-degree murder. The two reportedly lived at the same property. Officers say this was an isolated incident.
And an update this morning on Sergio Gomez, who was taken into custody during an immigration interview. He has now been denied citizenship. Sergio is currently in Mexico, but his wife Gabby plans to continue operating their food truck, Hibachi Explosion, while they seek new legal help.
In Umatilla County, burning season is officially closed until September 30th. According to officials, violators could face a $250 fine or be billed for full firefighting costs if a wildfire breaks out. Exceptions only apply to permitted ceremonial or ag burns.
And hockey fans, listen up. Don't miss your chance to meet your seat. The event happens at the Toyota Center through Wednesday from noon to 6. You can check out seat options, meet the team's staff, and win prizes. No tickets needed. Just show up and find your perfect view.
Now in your national headlines this morning, a federal judge did not make a ruling yesterday in President Trump's attempt to block international students from attending Harvard University. This means the temporary injunction stays in place. Earlier this month, a U.S. district judge in Boston issued a restraining order against Trump's proclamation that suspended international visas for new students. Harvard was hoping the judge would issue a more lasting block. During Monday's hearing, she said she would make a decision next week whether to extend the order.
5:53 in your business headlines this morning. Duracell is suing Energizer. It's all accusing the rival battery maker of running a deceptive advertising campaign. In its lawsuit, Duracell alleges Energizer's new ad campaign falsely states its Energizer Max batteries outlast Duracell Power Boost by 10%. Duracell alleges that the sole basis for Energizer's 10% claim is a comparison of AA batteries from the two brands under one industry standard. But performance is also measured by other standards. So Duracell claims the ad has caused it to suffer irreparable reputational harm. And Duracell, which is owned by Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, is seeking to stop the ad campaign and wants Energizer to pay monetary damages.
In your health headlines, a new study is highlighting a connection between dads and their child's development. It finds a father's mental distress can have a negative impact on their child's cognitive and social emotional development. That's according to research published in the JAMA Pediatrics Journal. The authors say men are at risk of mental distress as they prepare for fatherhood and may suffer from depression and anxiety. The findings are based on 84 previous studies that were based on thousands of father-child relationships.
Talking sports this morning at 5:55. It was a tough game for the Seattle Mariners as they went toe-to-toe with the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox quickly adding a run to the scoreboard, and before the Mariners knew it, they were leaving the field with nothing on the boards. Final score 2-0. Seattle will have a chance for redemption tonight.
Trending this morning, an Italian museum's worst nightmare happened after a valuable piece of artwork was seriously damaged.
Palazzo Maffei in Verona released this video after a tourist broke a crystal-covered chair. This happened back in April. Take a look.
Ooh.
Are they supposed to be doing it?
No,
they're not supposed to be doing it, right?
Definitely not. Okay, so she sat on it at first, and then he's about to sit. Ooh. No. Okay.
Whoops, that reminds me of when Chris Farley fell on the table that Saturday Night Live.
Oh, they just bounced too. They're like, oh, we gone.
Yeah, well, once the man sat down, the chair seat and front legs broke. Obviously, you can see the pair then hurried out the room, as I would as well.
God. Same. The artwork was inspired by one of Vincent van Gogh's most famous paintings. Luckily, the museum was able to fix the delicate design.
Oh, the identities of the people involved are unknown. And the investigation is ongoing.
I saw this on social media all day yesterday. It's kind of funny, but it's also like, who does that? Like, it says everywhere, don't touch the artwork.
Like,
yeah.
Look with your eyes, not with your hands.
Oh, man.
That was like a Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny kind of whoa.
It is
fall back.
You would like kind of think, teens or children would do it, but it's funny that they're like an older couple.
Just
so
adults in there acting a fool.
They pay taxes.
That's my worst fear.
Well, we hope they do.
Yeah.
It's so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Thousands gathering across the state and the country over the weekend in protest of recent administration policies. Coming up, a deep dive into the cause and the faces behind it.
Plus, Marvin Gaye's family have been in an ongoing lawsuit with singer Ed Sheeran over similarities in some of the two artists' biggest songs. And coming up, we'll enter the courtroom to hear the final verdict. All the details and more is coming up in our 6 o'clock hour. And Josh, what are you tracking?
A beautiful day ahead. A couple days of some windy weather ahead, and then cooler and wetter into this week. And I'll show you some of those rain chances coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.